Hello friends, 713 days of war between Russia and Ukraine. In southern war zone on Kherson front, battle in Krinky continues, but no significant changes. Ukrainian UAVs are playing a major role here. On Zaporizhia front also, there is hardly any changes worth talking about. Ukrainians attacked towards Rabotino but did not succeed. Russians have made some gains towards southeast of Rabotino and towards Verbo approximately 400 meters, but this ping pong is continuing since many weeks. In Rimivki salient, including Priyotne, no changes. Rain and winds in Zaporizhia are prohibiting uses of UAVs, but artillery continues as before. In north, in Sumy and Kharkiv region, Ukrainians are strengthening their fortified areas and defense line in anticipation of Russian counteroffensive. On Kupiansk front, Russians made some gains towards west of Sinkyivka, however no changes towards Kislovka as well as towards Berestoy and Peshane from Tabayivka and Krakhomalny, though the fight is intense. In Kupiansk direction, Russians made some gains towards Terny as well as Bilogorivka, though Russians incurred losses in Terny because of Ukrainians' artillery and UAVs. In east, north of Soledar, Siversk sector, Russian army offensive operation continuing towards Belgorovka and adjacent regions, no gains. Bakhmut front, Russians made some small gains between Kromov and Bohdanovka and towards Krasnoye. In southern flank towards Klishivka, no changes. Ukrainian counter-attacks continuing. As far as Chasiv Yar is concerned, in that direction, positional battle continuing. Avdiivka, Russians advanced in forest area north of filtration station, almost 1 kilometer. From north, they have advanced around Blue Lakes and now they are knocking at the city of Avdiivka. No changes towards Stepnoy or Okeretino, though they have captured part of Quarry on the outskirts of the city. Coke plant, Ukrainians have withdrawn partially, but Russians haven't advanced. That has become a grey zone. In southeast of Avdiivka, from Zarhunt, Russians made advance towards Sportivnaya as well as Sobornaya states. Pervomaisky, Russians made good gains, almost 400 to 500 meters inside the settlement. Marinka towards Krasnohorivka counter battle is continuing, and Russians have made some gains towards northwest of Marinka along the forest strip and little bit towards Zorzievka. Novomykhailivka, Russians made some gains in the north but nothing towards the south. Ugledar, Russian army attacked Zalataya Niva, but no gains. Interdiction missions, Ukrainians are continuously using drones over Bryansk, Belgorod, Donetsk, LPR, and Russians are continuing their attacks Dnipropetrovsk, Kryvyi Rog, and other regions. In totality, in south, positional battle continues. In east, Russians have made good gains inside of Avdiivka, and in north, they have restarted their offensive operations in Kupiansk as well as in Torsky salient. Palestine Israel Middle East, Gaza Strip in north, occasional fight between Hamas and IDF. Hamas forces are continuously trying incursions into Israeli positions. Central Gaza activities have increased again, while in south towards Khas Yunis, IDF is destroying all buildings and structures which is visible to them. In West Bank, Israeli security forces raided various settlements, and IDF is also carrying out airstrikes and shelling in Gaza. So far, 27,000 people have been destroyed. US-UK military are continuously striking Yemen. They launched 15 missiles yesterday. They also carried out airstrikes in Syria and Iraq and close to 150 shellings, in which they killed 42 people. Houthis struck two US and UK ships in Red Sea, which have been hit. Netanyahu claims that IDF has destroyed 17 out of 24 Hamas battalions, while Iraq has suspended subsidized oil supply to Jordan for its participation in airstrikes on Iraqi soil. Hamas seems to have refused the peace agreement which was made in Paris so far. China's new defense minister, in a meeting with Russian defense minister, openly said, "We will support your special military operations." Famous American journalist Tucker Carlson is in Moscow to see and view the positions, and he said it is good. Bill Kristol, a conservative writer, says Tucker must be prohibited from returning back to US. He had earlier disapproved trip of Jane Fonda to Hanoi in 1972. Washington Post says that Ukraine informed the US before going to the press that it is going to drop top Ukrainian generals. Role of Nuland is confirmed when she was in Kiev. Huge protest in US in support of ceasefire, as well as Ireland's new government has said that they support Palestinians' cause. While German finance minister says we are getting poorer, there are reports that Iran, Russia and China will hold joint military exercise, and this is heading towards multipolarity. Thank you, friends.